Welcome to TCC SYP. I'm Mark from the Crystal Chronicles, your weekly podcast for all things Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. We do record every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time, bringing you all your news and talk and going over all of those things related to DFFOO. This week we'll probably cover in depth the SQEX community stream and probably the story event with the first banner that I'm going to be talking about. This video is a should you pull video looking at each of the banners in the upcoming end of June, early July era and telling you what I'm planning to do and also giving you a little bit of insight on each of these characters so maybe that you can think ahead for yourself. I remind you that these are really my initial ideas and thoughts. They may change as I go through, and of course every week on the Crystal Chronicles you will have a host of people, including myself, Mino, and Kreese, and also guest hosts coming in and telling you about the characters, breaking them down, giving you their opinions and their first-hand experience. So make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, join our Discord, Facebook, Twitter, and make sure you listen to or watch the Crystal Chronicles every week. Let's dig into the end of June. Well, our next upcoming banner should be the story event, which brings us Kefka, Ace, and Cloud of Darkness. The two characters getting the love on this banner are Cloud of Darkness, who's a new character, and Kefka. So let's talk about Cloud of Darkness. They are a massive magic dealing unit. They are able to delay, break, re-break, and they do have a unique stacking mechanic that allows them to ramp up and do exceptionally massive magic damage. Kefka gets a rework and an EX realization. Remember, he is a magic damage dealer and debuffer. He has powerful debuffs including defense, attack, speed down, and sap. He also has HP silence, blind, and instant breaks. Now, the pros of this banner are if you need a good magic dealer, if you're struggling with Dimensions End Entropy Tier 12, for example, this is a great banner to pick up two decent damage dealers. If you already have Kefka's EX, it's a good thing to skip as you can realize him. The cons of this is, even though they are massively good damage dealing units, all three of them really are, we are getting three magic damage dealers in the first month of LDBT. Shantotto Ultimecia LD, Shantotto BT LD, and Von BT LD. So there are some better damage dealers in the magic realm coming up, but they're both excellent and won't do you wrong if you're missing damage dealing magic units. That comes to our next banner, which is the AVMA LC, or Lost Chapter. Of course, Prish is on this banner. AVMA gets her EX for the first time, and Lion gets her EX realization. AVMA does get a rework, and at the end of the day, she is a mixed damage support character. She's heavy on framed buffs and gives the party 100% debuff evasion. She also gives overflow, brave regen, and does a little bit of healing with her HP plus, newly realized. Lion, in her EX realization, Lion being a melee damage dealer, does get her, of course, Dispel, which she's already had, and adds a frame debuff that gives turn rate down to the enemies. Not too bad, actually. The pros for this banner is you have a good support and a good utility character, damage dealer, and Lion. The cons are, well, the field right now is kind of heavy with support and also with Dispellers. We have kind of off the heels of Vanille and Arciela for Dispellers, and there's been a few more Ferris Balthier, for example. But all in all, a good banner. Truth be told, all of these banners are good. Let's go to the next banner, which is the Eald'narche banner. Eald'narche is a ranged damage dealer who does some debuffs, turn manipulation, and has a nice unique debuff called Terror, which can freeze the enemies if they are targeting him. He also is able to spam his abilities because he is able to refresh them all from 0 to back to the maximum with his special unique gimmick. Garnet gets a rework and a EX realization. Garnet is an enchant imperiler and a support unit. She has two elements, water and lightning. She gets healing, overflow, auras, and the last stand ability. She is a just kind of all-in-one enchant imperiler and support unit. The pros of this banner, besides it being really good, are crazy damage, amazing support, and the Enchant and Peril gimmick there. The cons are, well, it might be overkill if you already have a lot of damage dealers, especially in the ranged area, and if you already have Enchant and Peril with Fujin for Lulu, for example, or already have Rydia, or are looking to do Ragin. So it just might be overkill in your kit for this time. But this is probably my favorite banner of the month, and you can't go wrong with Darn It summoning Alexander, my favorite summon in the game. Well, this brings us to the Ultimate Alexander summon banner, and there is two, but this is the banner we're talking about. Ragin with his rework EX and EX realization. Zaz with his rework EX and EX realization. Ragin is a melee damage dealer with Enchant and Peril Thunder Element and gives some support utility. He also has Paralyze HP regen, he does actually heal a little bit, and has decent auras including a physical attack buff to the party. Zaz is a range damage supporter as well with good, well actually great generic buffs. He extends buffs. He also is unique in that he has the crit rate up and crit damage up buffs to the party, which will help against that brave reduction. The pros on this banner is, wow, 2 amazing support units, good damage, good utility. They're going to be great in a lot of different ways. The cons to this banner is we're kind of at the tail end of Chaos at this point, and we are at the tail end of a lot of support units. So again, might be a little overkill for your budget, depending on where you are. All right, there's a couple more banners. Lade Lost Chapter. Lade gets her EX realization. First, she's kind of a free turn support unit, very turn efficient. She gets additional auras, she gets HP regen and Brave regen with her rework, more overflow, and her throw staff, which is her kind of HP plus ability, gets a nice upgrade as well. Rydia, besides getting, I forgot to say Zaz gets Choco Chick, so that's worth pulling too. Rydia gets her dragon finally. Not that bad animation, actually gets a decent animation now. She's a magic damage dealer with Enchant and Peril the water element. She is able to enchant the party with the water element and has quite a bit of upgrade to her damage. So another decent magic damage dealer. The pros of this banner is they're both getting decent upgrades. It's actually a banner that you could probably skip because you might have both of these EXs. So you're kind of able to maybe use them for free without pulling. So that's kind of a nice utility for you. The cons is really, I feel like these two are a little bit less loaded than other characters this month. Again, they're really, really good and really useful, but their damage and their overall kits are a little less loaded. Their EX realizations a little less loaded than other characters, and Rydia's rework a little less loaded than other characters. That brings us to the final event of the month, which is the Trey event. He's from Final Fantasy Type 0. And he is a ranged damage dealer with traps, and lots of traps. If you like traps, you're probably going to want Trey because he does lots of traps. And some cool uniqueness to his traps. He can also help the team break hard-to-break opponents with one of his traps, which is kind of a unique gimmick for him. So if somebody's targeting the opponent with the trap, they're easy to break. So that's kind of nice. Kistis gets a rework and an EX realization. She gets a little bit of bonus to her kit, more support. She is a support with delay and debuff, but she gets some new auras, new debuffs, and party overflow, and she gets upgraded damage, considerable upgraded damage to her very fast charging EX, one of the fastest, if not the fastest EX in the game, charge rate wise. She also gets a little bit more help just in her overall kit. So a little nice bonus to there. Pros, cons for them, good damage, utility banner. Hey, and traps are a lot of fun. So if you like that, or if you're a big fan of Green Arrow or Hawkeye, Trey pretty much is them. So it's a nice thing to have. The cons, it's really the last banner before LDBT, and so you're probably broke or saving, and you might be able to skip this one as well. Now, there's one more banner I want to talk about because we're likely going to get a special campaign. Again, I'm recording this before the SQEX Mobile stream, so I can get it out to you right after. But there was a autumn campaign in JP around this time, which had 3 banners with, I believe, all 3 triple EX weapons. One of the realizations that was new was Dark Knight Cecil, which we already got, so there may be a surprise character that I doubt they'll probably tell us on stream, but if they do, maybe I'll bring that back. But there definitely was a character who got a massive rework and an EX realization and an EX, and her name was Cater, and she was on a banner with Leo and Pinello. So a good banner if you don't have these three characters. But Cater is a defensive evasion tank. Of course, she is tied to Ice Element, but that really doesn't matter. She is a dodge, evader, counterattack character. She was known in JP, and still is, for being able to solo a great number of tiers. The problem with her is that she needs her cursed arts, and she really needs all of her cursed arts to function well. And she doesn't really always play well with others. But on the other hand, she has a real nice back. So if you're looking for somebody to carry your crap, Cater might be the girl for you. Well, here's my pull plans for this month. I'm planning 200 tickets. I never go above 200 tickets. 200 tickets on the story banner for Cloud of Darkness and Kefka. I don't have either. 200 tickets for AVMA Lion, AVMA's Lost Chapter. I don't have either. I'm going to pity Eald'narche. I already have Garnet. She's one of my favorite characters, and I would have pitied her anyway if this shoe was new. But Eald'narche's kit is just too bonkers to skip. I really enjoy it. Going to pass on Cater. I have no interest in her whatsoever. On 200 tickets on Raijin and Zaz. I think they're both great utility characters. And both Raijin, Zaz, AVMA find some kind of utility moving forward and can be thrown on teams. You already see the Dark Knight Cecil banner. I already have Dark Knight Cecil. I'm hoping maybe we get a new early EX realization. There's some talk. It could be Kane. Hey, that'd be fun. But we'll see when it happens. I already have Shirlata, so I'm passing on that banner. I already have Kistis, so I'm passing on that banner. I'm not interested in Trey or Rydia at this time. Well, friends, that's my kind of breakdown and my advice. You need to think for yourself. There's tons of resources out there. DissidiaInfo.com. That's our friend Macno who does the call to arms and the TCC challenge. So there's some good TCC challenge characters this month. TomberryTroop.com for their beautiful infographics. MateriaBot creator Quetz has a lot of that in our Discords. Dissidia DB, of course, that's Rem's database. Safine, who's not updating her database anymore. It's still there, though, so you can get some good numbers. And, of course, you can check out the official Reddit, which our friend Shara helps manage as well as main card. My friends who do content creation, Erolai, Black Nero, Black Cloud on Discord, Dreamy, Inkwelder, J.A, Jin Lee, Macnol, Strafe, Talut, and Vane Novus. Check them all out on YouTube. Other content creators, Amaterasu, Chris5258, Drew Zane, Josepher, Lids87, Masaleno, shout out to Masaleno, we love his stuff, Munchkins Gaming, Res Foina, Soul Defo, The Broadway Saiyan 40, and TXB Gaming or Xeno. All great people. Go check out their videos, check out their streams, and there's a lot of other people. Come into our Discord and we'll help you through. And remember, every single week we're going to break down all of those characters as much as possible, get into the nitty-gritties, talk about our various opinions about them, bring in special guests, and if we have practical experience with them, we're going to share that. So I encourage you, do the research, think for yourself, but that's my plan, and I'm hoping to be able to go into Burst Era with 700,000 gems, over 1,000 tickets, and ready to pity Squall BT. We'll talk about that at a later time. Well, this has been Mark for the Crystal Chronicles. Join us Thursday night for episode, I believe, 108 of the Crystal Chronicles, and we'll talk about the SQEX Mobile stream and this story chapter. Until then, friends, good luck on all your pulls, and goodbye.